You're sitting in your car and an officer walks up and says they smell weed. Your heart drops because you know what's coming next. They're going to start searching your car. Here's what most people don't realize. That single phrase, "I smell marijuana," is one of the most abused justifications for a search in North Carolina. I'm J. Scott Smith, a criminal defense attorney here in North Carolina, and I've seen how these cases actually play out in court. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what to do, what to say, what not to say when an officer claims they smell weed, so you protect your rights and avoid making things worse. Let's get right to it. If you're in North Carolina and a police officer says, "I smell weed," that's not just a casual comment. In North Carolina, that phrase is almost always about the officer justifying a search or digging deeper into your situation. Even now, as laws across the country are changing, marijuana is still illegal in North Carolina, no matter how small the amount. That means the smell of weed is often used as a reason to search your car, your person, or your property. Picture this. You're pulled over for a broken tail light. The officer comes up to your window and after a minute suddenly says, "I smell marijuana." The energy shifts. Even if you hadn't smoked or don't have anything on you, it's a tense moment. You need to understand that what happens next can set up everything that follows, good or bad, for your case. Stay calm, stay polite. Your first job is to keep your cool. I know it's easier said than done, especially if you're feeling nervous or maybe even angry because you know that you don't have any weed. But your behavior in these next few minutes can make a world of difference later on if you end up in court. Take a deep breath. Don't argue. Don't raise your voice. Don't roll your eyes or give attitude. In North Carolina, officers wear body cameras more often than not, and what you say and how you act is being recorded. Let me give you a real life example. One of my clients was pulled over and the officer said, "I smell marijuana." My client wanted to protest, but instead he calmly said, "Officer, I don't have anything illegal in the car." He kept his hands visible and he didn't argue. That calm attitude went a long way later when we were negotiating his case. The video showed he wasn't combative or evasive, and that matters. So stay calm, be polite, and save your arguments for court, not for the side of the road. Don't consent to a search. Here's where things get tricky. After the officer says they smell weed, they may ask, "Do you mind if I search your vehicle?" This is a critical moment. In North Carolina, you have the right to refuse consent to search. If you say yes, you've just made it perfectly legal for them to search your car, even if they find something you didn't know about. If you say no, say it clearly and respectfully, like this: "Officer, I do not consent to any searches." That's it. You don't have to explain. You don't have to be rude. Just be firm and clear. Now you might be thinking, well, if they say they smell weed, won't they search anyway? They might. North Carolina laws traditionally allow police to search a vehicle if they claim to smell marijuana, even without your consent. But here's the thing. By not giving consent, you haven't helped their case. You're protecting your rights and giving your attorney more to work with if things move forward. Let me tell you about another case. A client had a friend's backpack in his car. When the officer said he smelled weed and asked to search, my client politely refused. Yes, the officer searched anyway, but because my client refused consent, we had more leverage in court to challenge the search. If he had said yes, the case would have been a lot tougher. Don't admit or explain, just remain silent. This is absolutely key. When an officer claims to smell marijuana, they may try to get you talking. You might hear questions like, "Is there any marijuana in the car?" Or, "When was the last time you smoked?" It can feel like you need to answer, but you do not. In fact, you should not. You have the right to remain silent. That means you don't have to answer questions about whether you have marijuana, when you last used it, or who else has been in your car. It's tempting to try to explain. "I was around friends who smoke, but I don't." But anything you say can and will be used against you. Here's how to handle it. With respect, say something like, "Officer, I choose to remain silent." You can also say, "I do not wish to answer any questions without my attorney." Keep it short. Don't get into a debate. I've seen plenty of cases where someone tries to talk their way out and end up digging a hole. A little slip, a nervous admission, or even just a joke, these can all come back to haunt you. Protect yourself by staying quiet. Remember what they can and can't do. If an officer says they smell weed, what can they actually do? Well, in North Carolina, plain smell of marijuana has traditionally been enough for a police officer to search your vehicle without a warrant. That includes your glove compartment, your center console, or anywhere else in your car. But there's something important to know. North Carolina courts have started to take a closer look at these kinds of searches, especially as the law around hemp and CBD has changed. Hemp and marijuana can smell exactly the same, so an officer's claim to smell weed isn't always proof that there's marijuana present. Still, Practically speaking, if you're on the side of the road and an officer says they smell marijuana, they're probably going to search. They do not have the right to search your body, your phone, or your home just because they say they smell weed in your car. If they try, calmly state that you do not consent and remember the details for your attorney. Document everything, safely and legally. You need to remember everything you can about the encounter. As soon as it's safe, write down or make a voice memo about what happened, the time, the place, what the officer said, who was with you, and anything you can remember about the search itself. Did the officer claim to find something? Did they threaten you in any way? Were there any other officers present? Did they have a drug dog? If you have a passenger, ask them to do the same. 2 stories are stronger than 1 if you have to fight the case in court. The more information you gather, the better your attorney can help you. And this is important. Don't record the officer unless you're sure it's safe to do so. North Carolina allows you to record the police as long as you're not interfering with their duties. But if you reach for your phone suddenly or make the officer feel threatened, things can go south quickly. Your safety comes first. Don't try to trick, bribe, or run. It should go without saying. But if you're in a situation where a cop claims to smell weed, don't try to outsmart the police. Don't joke about marijuana. Don't offer money. And don't try to hide evidence or escape. All those moves will make your case infinitely worse. I had a case not too long ago where a young man, scared by the mention of weed, tried to toss a joint out the window. The officer saw it immediately, and now my client was facing additional charges on top of the original stop. Stay put. Don't make any sudden movements. Don't toss anything out the window. The safest and smartest thing you can do is remain silent and let your attorney handle the rest later. After the encounter, call an attorney right away. After the police finish their investigation, whether they arrest you or you're just given a warning, call a criminal defense attorney as soon as you can. The sooner you can get professional help, the more options you'll have to fight the charges or get the evidence thrown out. If you're charged with marijuana possession, paraphernalia, or any other related offense, don't go it alone. North Carolina law is complicated, and the courts take these cases seriously. An experienced criminal defense attorney can review the body cam footage, challenge the search, and negotiate with prosecutors. I've helped clients get cases dismissed or reduced because the officer's "I smell weed" claim didn't hold up under scrutiny. Sometimes what the officer claims doesn't match the footage, or there's a good argument the search was illegal, but you have to act fast and get help from someone who knows the law. You might have friends or family in some states where marijuana is legal, and you may think North Carolina will catch up soon. But today, if you're here, possession of marijuana is still a crime, and cops still use "I smell weed" as an easy excuse for a search. Your actions, being calm, not consenting, not talking, and calling an attorney right after the fact, matter. They protect your rights. They give you the best shot at a good outcome, and they make sure that if the law changes in the future, you don't have a criminal record holding you back. Bottom line, protect yourself and know your rights. Let's recap. If a cop in North Carolina says they smell weed, stay calm and polite. Don't consent to a search. Don't answer questions about marijuana. Document everything as soon as you can. Don't try to trick or evade the police, and call a defense attorney right away. Knowing what to do in these moments can save your job, your record, and your future. Don't let fear or confusion take over. You have rights even when it feels like you don't. Here's what's next. You've just learned what to do when a cop says they smell weed in North Carolina. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this, and click the first link in the description to learn more. And remember, arrested doesn't mean guilty.